just looking for any input or advice that you had. Obviously, one of the things is you cut all these things from your diet, and it's hard to gain weight or bulk up. On top of the fact that I've done this diet, I'm working out 3 or 4 times a week, probably an hour and a half or 2 hours every time. I am burning a lot of calories. I used to do basmati, then I switched to just straight brown rice, but I'm open for whatever. I just need something to get carbs from, you know?
Yes.
Are there foods that help with that?
So I include a grocery guide with the program that tells you all of your best sources of carbohydrates and foods to replenish glycogen post-workout. But a few good ones are white rice, jasmine rice, basmati rice. I just prefer the taste of jasmine over basmati. That's why I recommend jasmine, but they both work just the same. Any type of white rice really works. Sushi rice, doesn't matter. Squash, potatoes, white potatoes, sweet potatoes, and whole organic fruit. You want organic fruit. And sometimes you even want to be careful and get organic squash because both have a higher probability of being genetically modified. In your position, you're going to look at your food as 2 different types of categories. You're going to have anytime meals, which are typically high in fat and low in carbs, and you're going to have post-workout meals. Typically, I recommend making your post-workout meals higher in carbohydrates and as low as possible in fat, because when you have a meal that's high in carbohydrates, it spikes insulin. There's a number of different schools of thought. You'll hear a lot about insulin being the enemy and how spiking insulin leads to weight gain and so on and so forth. Yes, that's true, especially in a sedentary population, but insulin is also very anabolic. It's incredibly beneficial for building lean muscle. And when you use a strategic insulin spike as part of a post-workout meal, and you minimize the dietary fat that's included in that meal, you're able to reap the benefits of spiking your insulin and using the protein in that meal to build lean muscle, while at the same time preventing your body from storing any excess fat because you're not taking in a lot of fat with that meal, if that makes sense.
Okay. So no avocados after a workout then?
Well, you can do avocados after a workout if you're doing more of an anytime meal, which is high in fat, low in carb. If you're doing a post-workout meal that has carbohydrates to replenish glycogen, then you don't want to be adding a whole bunch of olive oil, coconut oil, avocados, nuts, things like that. You want to have a distinction between those 2 different types of meals. Another thing that I recommend is, as opposed to doing the steel-cut oats, the brown rice, steel-cut oats, brown rice, yes, they have some health benefits, but they also come with something called anti-nutrients, phytates, and what these anti-nutrients can do is cause inflammation of the gut lining in a similar fashion to gluten. Okay. And they can interfere with the digestion and our body's ability to absorb nutrients from our food. So what they've found is foods like a lot of beans, oatmeal, brown rice, they contain these anti-nutrients, and even though the food itself may be more nutritionally dense, what our bodies are actually able to utilize is far less. That would be some of the big stuff that kind of jumps out that I would focus on.
I'm going down the road to a brand new place, and I'll get there with a smile on my face, yeah, so lift me up.